Hey folks, it's Mrs. Otis, and I'm here this morning to help walk you through and teach you about your Preposition Treasure Hunt project. So the assignment is pulled up on Classroom, and I'm going to walk you through the 3 different documents that appear on the assignment. The first document is a Google Doc. Let's open that up, and this is your set of directions. So I will read those to you. Preposition Treasure Hunt directions. Imagine you are a pirate, an outlaw, or another unsavory character who has a valuable treasure they must hide and protect from being discovered. You also, however, have an incredibly poor memory, and so you must create a map to find your treasure again once it is safe to recover it. Create your own treasure map using Google Drawings. Be creative. You can add local landmarks or choose an exotic destination for your treasure to be buried, or choose a location from your own imagination. To accompany your treasure map, you will create a set of written directions that explain how to find your treasure. So when we get to the map directions part, you should use at least 8 prepositional phrases, and we'll talk more about your directions on another day. But today, our goal is going to be creating our map using Google Drawings. If you look at the rubric very quickly, the map that you're going to be working on today is worth 12 points. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you after the directions is an example of a completed treasure map. You can see there's a background. There are lots of objects and obstacles here for a desert-themed map. There is a beginning point where you should start, and there's also an ending point where your treasure is buried. And then what you would do after you make your map is create your set of directions that help guide someone around the obstacles in order to get to your treasure. So this is our end goal. This is what we're going to try to achieve today, creating a map. The last attachment is where you're going to actually create your map. It's a Google Drawings file, so let's open that up. And what you'll see is a canvas filled with nothing, because this is where we're going to add our own images to make a map. So my suggestion is to begin by creating a background. So let's go to Insert Image and search the web. My background is going to be of a coral reef because my map will be about treasure hidden under the sea. So I'm going to look up the phrase coral reef. I'm going to choose an image I like. I think I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to drag and drop it onto my canvas. Then I'm going to resize my picture so it fits the entire canvas, and now this is my background. The next thing you should do is go to the Shapes tab, and we're going to create a starting point and an ending point for your map. So I'm going to pick the callouts option and choose a star, and my map will start in this corner, and I'm going to color it yellow. Now I'm going to create an endpoint where I want my map to end and where I want my treasure to be buried. So I'm going to choose Shapes, and I'm going to pick this circle with an X because X always marks the spot, usually for treasure. And I'm going to click and drag to create my shape in this opposite corner, and I'm going to color that red, which is kind of like a signal to stop. Now we have our beginning point, our end point, and our background. So the final thing we have left to do is the fun part. We get to add all of our objects and obstacles that will eventually make directions to move around. So I'm going to choose Insert Image again, and I'm going to search the web. And obviously we're under the sea, so I need to have a shark in my map. But I'm also going to search for the phrase PNG, and I'll tell you why in a second. When you look for PNG files, you can find files like this shark that have no box background around them. See how the shark blends right into the coral reef? There's no white box around the shark. That's what a PNG file will do. So I added a shark. I'm going to add a clownfish, also with the PNG search file. And here's a little happy clownfish. I'm going to drag and drop him onto my canvas. I'm going to make him much smaller though. He's got to be smaller than the shark. And I'm also going to make a school of clownfish. So I'm going to hit Control C to copy him and then Control V. And I'm going to do that a bunch of times to create a happy little school of clownfish. How fun, right? So this will be its own obstacle. And then finally, I'm going to search for one more object. I'm going to find a starfish, also with the PNG file. And here's a nice looking starfish. Drag it onto your image, and he is massive. So we're going to resize it so he's smaller than the shark at least. And I'm going to put him up here on this piece of coral. So I hope that helps give you a good walkthrough of Google Drawings, and I hope that helps explain what I'm looking for when you make your treasure map. Please don't worry about writing any instructions yet. Today, I just want you to create your map. Please email me with any questions you have, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with.